Weather news tonight. An epic storm is threatening the East Coast, one that could dump up to 3 feet of snow on Boston and create a travel nightmare over much of the country. Chief Meteorologist Chad Myers is in the CNN Severe Weather Center with more. Chad, where are we right now? We're hours away from something colliding. Nobody seems to have been quite sure exactly what they may be. Are you any nearer to knowing?
I think we're 12 hours from the snow starting, so we should know exactly at this point in time. You know, as you take a look and think about what we used to be able to do as meteorologists, we give you 12 hours notice. That's about it. Well, with this one, we tried to give you 48 hours notice, but the computers didn't do very well. Some were saying 30, some were saying 1 inch of snow. So now they're coming together. Now they're settling down. Now they have an answer. So here's the low that's making rain in Georgia. It's heading to the northeast. Here's the snow that's making very cold air here up into parts of Michigan and Wisconsin, and they are going to meet right there east of Massachusetts. Here's how it goes. I'll put it into motion. Here goes this low. Here comes the cold. When the warm and the cold come together, this storm is going to bomb out. We're going to have winds of hurricane force strength into Massachusetts, into Maine, even into Vermont and New Hampshire. So this wind is going to blow water onto the shore, going to erode some of the shore, but also make probably some flooding there in the coast, probably the harbors of Boston and the like. 23 million people under a blizzard warning today. I'm not sure I could ever say that before. 23 million under a blizzard warning from New Jersey through LaGuardia, right on back even toward Islip and on into Boston, the major areas where most of the people live, all blizzarded tonight. And then that starts about 6 a.m. tomorrow. That's when that warning starts. There are two models still that don't agree, so I'm going to show you both. I'm going to show you the best case scenario and the worst. So the best case scenario is one model that doesn't believe those two are actually going to get together. It believes the rain's going to go too fast. The cold air's not going to get there in time. We're going to get 12 inches in Boston, 7 inches in New York. Now, here's the deal. We're going to get 2 to 3 inches of liquid equivalent water falling out of the sky. If it's all snow, that's 20 to 30 inches of snow for you. New York City's not going to get all that. There's going to be some rain that falls out. So even though the potential is there for 30 inches, it isn't going to happen because for a while, tomorrow afternoon, it's actually going to rain. So here's basically the worst case scenario, where two models here of the two. This one actually believes they're going to collide and make one big storm. So 14 for New York City, but 34 in Boston, 34 in Portland, 32. And then all of a sudden, Pierce, you have winds of 60. We're never going to see 16 inches in Albany. It'll be a 6-foot drift or the bare ground as this wind just blows this snow everywhere.
And for those of us like me, Chad, who have an early morning flight out of here to England, what are the chances of any flights getting out tomorrow?
What day would that flight be?
Tomorrow morning.
I'm afraid, there are still planes in, and that's the good news. Planes are still getting into New York. They're going to want to get all those planes out. So that would be good for you because they don't want those planes sitting there with 30 inches of snow on the wings, where the wings just kind of hang in there. So, yes, you still have a chance. The airports are not closed. Boston completely shuts down at 3:30. The buses, the trains, the rail, the boats, everything 3:30. So in the morning, it hadn't started yet. I think you'd probably still get out of there.
Good news for me, but it may be a rough old weekend for anyone on the East Coast by the sound of it, Chad. So my best wishes to everyone out there, and just stay tight and keep safe is the message, I guess.
That's right. And I just want to get to this real quick because I have it already here. 2,933 flights have already been pre-canceled, but maybe your plane hasn't been yet.
It's hanging on in there.
Good.
Chad Myers, thanks very much. Coming up, America's Mayor Rudy